Okay, hello guys. I've been talking to myself for quite a long time on how to hike. So now I've decided to make a tutorial on how to hike. Not the worst hike path, but back there was pretty. Okay, I will show you. I'll give you my tutorial 101. Today's pretty good weather. It's not that wet. We're beside the river. Okay, I got my Pocari Sweat 900 mils. So I'll show you what I think when I am hiking. It's also based on experience and what you see. Yeah, so let's begin here. For example, the leaves are pretty flat, and like I said, it's pretty dry. I mean, it's a bit wet, but that's basically dry. You can see the leaves are flat, so I'm not afraid of slipping. And slipping wise, you always slip. Almost always I recover with just balancing out. So it's more, you have to be cautious that you don't fall. But if you fall, it's pretty okay here. You can just catch yourself on these rocks. Or you can, I have a backpack on, so I can land on my backpack if needed. This tree is in my way. I have to, okay, that's fine. So yeah, I'll go on. The leaves are pretty dry. It's flat, so I know you won't slip here because there's no loose leaves, if that makes sense. It's the same as soft, fresh snow and compact snow, you know. So it's pretty flat here. I'm not afraid of slipping. Tree, you have to duck a bit. And as a stone, you always want to aim for stones, because those will catch your slips, and you know that there's like always a good patch of grip in front of the stone. So you know that here, just a feet before the stone, it's always you will never slip. Like, but it has to be a solid, a good stone, not a loose stone. So this one is fine, this one is fine. You can even run on this, it's not a problem. A bit downhill. No, actually it's not, it's just staircasing down. Staircasing means it goes down and then it's flat again, it goes down and it's flat again. So this one I can jump on here because, yeah, like I said, it's pretty flat, and the land is flat and the leaves are flat. So this is, so here it goes a bit down. This is not staircasing anymore because it's just one continuous way down. But this one is not that steep, so it's not too bad. Not too bad here. Here, this one, I see a rock here, so that's fine. This one you have to be a little bit cautious because the leaves are not flat all the way. But because the whole condition of today is pretty okay, I'm not too worried about falling anytime. And slips, yeah, slips happens. Slips always happens. It's just your skill to balance it out again, to catch your slip. And twigs are always nice if it's like this, because it gives you a lot of grip. Small twigs like these, I wouldn't count on them as much. So here it goes quite downhill, so I'm a bit careful, not too careful, because like again, it's very flat and dry, so it's not too bad. Here the same thing, not that many leaves, not that many loose leaves. You can just walk down, and if you have to crouch while walking, you have to go a bit slower. And this is quite a drop, so to make sure I pay attention on the road. Okay, and here, same thing, stepping down. it's not wet, so you first see if is it wet or not. No loose leaves, so it's pretty okay. You step on stones because it takes less energy and it's easier to walk on. So this one's pretty steep and a lot of loose leaves. See, it's pretty loose, so you have to be a bit more careful. Small steps better to take small steps. Big rocks, oh that's nice. Whoa. That rock wasn't safe, but those things happens a lot and it's not a big deal most of the time. Spider web in my face. Okay, it goes downhill again. So let's say, how do I know? So if there's leaves here, how do I know I can step on here? That's because if you look left, so if you look here, you see that there's ground. So that means the space where my foot was should also be ground. So you know you can stand on there. Whether you're gonna slip or not is another question. Yeah, and now it's a bit wet. So I wouldn't jump here because there's a lot of loose leaves and it's a bit wet, so you can slip. And this part, a lot of loose leaves now. I would stand on this rock, and then it's either you can go fast or you can just test this piece of ground like slowly, and which is fine. So okay, the rest is history. The same thing here. You saw the trick there. I used that for more grip. This one's pretty flat, not wet. Also not wet, also pretty flat, so that's fine. The stone. And the stone is also a good way to stop or decrease your momentum going down, which is always helpful. And so, how do you know if it's covered with leaves? How do you know you can step on it? Because you have to look on what's further, and if there's no ground there, then there's probably no ground where you're stepping. So you should always look a bit further. Hey, that was a snake. Holy frick. Well, if I get bitten, this video would be up anyways, because I'll probably make it back home. Holy fuck. There's a lot of shit here. With a lot of shit I mean plants and insects. This one is pretty... I have no idea what happens here, but these always go slowly. Then it's always fine. And like I said, I'm not afraid of slipping because of being wet, because the whole route is pretty dry. And I have to remove this tree. Step on this one and then go down. That's fine. And this is just... And if you cannot see where you're walking, this is not as bad, but before it was worse. If you don't see where you're walking, just take very small steps and just go as slow as you want. My foot got stuck a bit, but yeah, that's fine, you know. Even if I fell, I could have caught myself with my hands. There's a spider here, whatever. And I'm not that careful now. One, because the conditions are pretty good today. Ow, those are thorns. The conditions are pretty good. And if you think about not wanting to slip or fall each time, it's just too tiring mentally, and you're also going to be very tired physically, so you shouldn't really think about it too much. But that comes with experience. And just know that falling isn't too bad, because in most hiking paths you can catch yourself on trees. And what the fuck is this? Oh. Okay, this is nothing too bad actually. It's just a lot of very dense. You have to watch out where you're walking. There's a big rock here, but if you go slow enough, then it's fine. It should be fine. Here it's more wet because the sun doesn't reach here that well, and there's a lot of leaves here, so I try to avoid. It's not a big of a deal. Just now I was crossing a river, and river crossing is a bit more interesting because a lot of things are wet, obviously, and a lot of mud, and a fucking lot of mosquitoes now. Shit. Yeah, at the river is a bit different approach. And even though these leaves are a lot of leaves and loose, yeah, just go slowly. So here's it's not a bad fall if you fall here, but you'd rather not. But you can see that the ground ends here, so you cannot step on this. And if it's covered with leaves, you would also see that because the leaves would go down. So that's how you spot where you can step. And here you have to walk like a crab. You cannot do left foot front, right foot front. And this is also fine. Here's a rock again. There's a rock. I step on a rock. This looks pretty flat, that spot, so that's why I used it. This one's the same thing again. Yeah, and you should always aim for the more flat parts. So yeah, it's just better for your body and your energy. Same thing again, there's a rock there. Rock here, rock there, so I can walk it pretty fast. It's not a problem. Walk there, flat spot there. And this is quite a lot of leaves. I would first step on the rocks here again. On the rocks. And then here I would just go slowly, because I don't see any. So what I do is just put one foot there and then test it, and it should be fine. If the beginning is fine, then the rest should be the same level, more or less. My knees are beginning to get tired, because I've been walking a long time now. This is all still, it goes down a bit, but again, if you look at the road or if you look at the ground, it's pretty flat. Should be. You can step on stones, you can step on the side, pretty more a bit advanced. Go left, right, left, right, right, left. For example, here, there's a flat spot, and it's dry, so I know I can jump on that one. There's a rock here. This one I would just never go on. It's just not worth anything. Okay, here's a bit annoying again, but not too bad, to be honest. I wonder how far I still need to go. I have to duck again because why not? Oh. Okay, later I'll take a onsen again. This time a more special one, because it's in the right beside the mountain, and it's popular because of the onsens. This one I'll just go over, to be honest. Push, and there the ground, the stone wasn't fully. The stone was loose, but I caught myself with my hand on the right side because like I said, it's pretty easy to catch yourself here. As I think the worst thing what can happen is you fall to the front and you fall, because on my back I have a backpack, so I can lessen that. But if you fall towards the front and you're too late to catch yourself with your hands and you fall on a rock with your face or with your chest, that's one of the two. And the other one, the second one, is if you twist or strain, if you twist your ankle, but that happens at any given moment, so you shouldn't worry about that too much. Actually, you should never worry about that. And what is this? I'll go around like this. I do hear something, but I don't know what it is. I think I'm pretty close. Here again, just a lot of rocks, so rock, and you know I'm safe in front of a rock. Okay, I'm safe in front of a rock, so I can step on there, I can step here, I can step there. I wasn't even watching where I walked, just through the camera, because it's pretty safe. A lot of rocks here. Yeah, your rocks are the best friend, and big tree trunks or big twigs are all very nice. You should always avoid the leaves. What is that? Was that poop? Maybe that was poop, maybe not poop. What kind of poop was that? So here, a stone, a lot of leaves, but I jump to there because there's a stone and it's flat, so you know that's pretty safe. And even though I had to jump only a little bit, I think it's more energy efficient to do that. This one is more fucked up. You have to use the sides of the street, of the road. Rocks again. Go slowly again here. This is pretty wet. I wouldn't trust that. I wouldn't jump on that rock, but I will just like step on the rock because I slipped there a bit. And if I jumped with both my feet, who knows what would have happened. This one I go over it. Oh, a lot of loose leaves, so I slipped there a bit. Here I can jump. That's fine. Normally these kind of rocks would be more slippery, but it's not raining, and this one is also fucked up, so I go up there. I have to go here though. You can see a few spots here. You have to balance it out. Okay, balance it out, walk, and a lot of fucking shit here. Oosh. Yeah, so always make sure your leg behind is set, and that goes for a nice bridge, by the way, and that goes for when you are going down. Do I have to go left or right? I think this is the end. I think there's rocks, so not that way. So I'll just go left, or yeah, I'll just go this way. I hope this is the correct way, by the way. And I think that was the end of the hike. The map says 1 hour. I think I did 55 minutes, so basically an hour. And I don't even know, and I don't think it has ended yet. And I have to check where I am. Okay, I made it outside. I came from there. It was the other way. It was the big rock side. Now I'm going to look for it's a road there. I don't know where it leads to. I'm going to catch a onsen, bathhouse again. And the river here, I think it's been intoxicated. I'll show you a few photos of the color, and it smelled really bad. I don't know what it smelled like. It's like some shit. I'll put a list of what you should where you should look out for. I will put a list of what you should look out for, from most important to least important. Even though, and this only accounts for forest, because in the mountains there were only rocks, and rocks is a bit different because with rocks, small pebbles, you slip each step you take, which is actually also pretty annoying, but you don't have to deal with insects or plants. And yeah, I'll just list them while you can enjoy the scenery.